Alright, so the video about Vivid Stasis Chapter 3 is an absolute nightmare because understanding all of it is a complete pain in the ass, and plus I have COVID on top of that, so it's just making it a lot harder because I'm having to use my brain at like max capacity. So that's why I'm going to be talking about Touhou music, because, you know, I don't think people talk about it enough. I just really think like it's a really cool, not untapped, but like untalked about. Like not a lot of people really are talking about it. You know, I'm going to be talking about remixes, OST, all of that, and just how it's very malleable, if you kind of know what I'm saying. I'm also just a huge Touhou nerd and fan, so yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and trust me, that video about Vivid Stasis is, it'll come out whenever it's ready. So yeah, anyways, let's get on to the video. Alright, let's start by talking about the base game. I mean, it already has a bunch of amazing songs that are all uniquely distinct. I mean, if you literally choose 3 random Touhou songs, they'd all like sound completely different in many different ways, but they'd all sound really good. In general, each game has a completely different style and tone due to like changes in sound fonts and overall just the story and direction and all that. And so, yeah. Now, I will say this. I'm able to like pick up on these differences in each like game because I am very familiar with the OST and I know it very well. I have them memorized pretty well. But you know, if you're like not as well acquainted, I guess you could say, with the OST, it would be harder to tell. Luckily, there are easy ways to illustrate the differences of every game and every song. Menu themes are a really good way because they just kind of set the feel and tone for every game, and so you can kind of get a feel for how they're different as well. So for example here, let's take a listen to Touhou 16 and its menu theme. It sounds very hyper and very electric and stuff. Now let's compare that to 6 games back and go to Touhou 8, or not 8, I'm literally losing it, sorry, Touhou 10, and its menu theme. Sounds very oriental and has a more traditional feel to it. Now the interesting thing about these menu themes is that they also use the same like progression and general theme, the Eastern story. Well, I forgot the name of it right now, but yeah, that's just a cool little fact if you're not familiar with the Touhou series. Anyways, yeah, enough about menu themes. I just want to talk about the actual songs now and how they're all so distinct and different, but each one's very catchy and memorable. There are countless songs that are known by people who are literally outside the Touhou community because the songs are just that good. For example, You and Owen Was Her, which is, you know, a pretty decently well-known one. I mean, yeah, you know it, you'll know it when you hear it. And I mean, there's a reason that Touhou music is so beloved by many Japanese artists, and it's because they're just very well made, and the songs just sound really good. They all have their own unique, distinct tone and chorus. For example, here's a song from Touhou 17, Shining Love, okay, I forgot the rest of the name, and it has a complete tone shift in the middle of it, and it goes from a darker feel to a more, I guess, positive vibe to it. I don't know how to explain it, but here, you can take a listen. I mean, Touhou songs are just amazing in every aspect, and I can't state that enough. They'll have amazing melodies and choruses, distinct tones and moods per game and per song, and all are overall just so memorable and fit the vibe of whenever they are supposed to play. I mean, these songs just perfectly match the character you're fighting and the stage that they're associated with, and are just very well made. I mean, sometimes I just like to listen to the base game songs because they're just that good. Remixes are like a quarter of the Touhou community, maybe even a third, and the reason for that is because Touhou songs are like weirdly perfectly made so that you can turn them into literally any genre you want, and I see it more in this community than any other. You can turn a single song into literally any genre, as I mentioned before, and you know, if you think I'm lying, here's a really good example. You can turn Touhou 8's Flight of the Bamboo Cutter, which you're hearing in the background right now, into a chiptune song, an oriental song, a Eurobeat song, an orchestral song, a hard energy song, a rock vocal sung by Beat Mario, which, you know, would end up getting remixed a bunch, so yeah, and then a mashcore version of it, and so on. There are probably even more that I don't even know about. Touhou songs are either just perfect for making a remix or just the community is dedicated, but you know, I don't know. And I just, you know, I think though that it's just that they're weirdly perfect for making remixes, because you don't see, like, you know, Sonic songs are good, but you don't see people making a ton of remixes of those. And so I just have to believe that, yeah, Touhou songs are just perfect for remixing. Or again, it's just a weird outlier. But I doubt it. And you know, it's funny enough because even some remixes are in official Touhou games. For example, Cooling Create's remix of Lunatic Eyes is in Touhou 14.5, and A1 remixed Nightfalls for Touhou 15.5, and a couple of other things. You know, remixes are just like infused into the blood of the Touhou community. And here's the thing, if your remix is really good enough or popular enough, people will remix your remix. Help Me Aaron is a really easy example because there are just so many different versions of it. For example, there's a Machina mix, a Eurobeat mix, and a remastered version by Beat Mario and Cooling Create, and some version by like a Hololive member, and then also a version by Venus and the Soundholic version as well. And they're all really good. I mean, I'm telling you, remixes and music are like the lifeblood of Touhou. And plus, they all go so hard, as I just said. And it's cool because you know exactly what song it is too, but it has like a cool spin to it. And there are so many cool ways to put a cool spin on it because there are so many genres that you could turn it into. Anyways, I can't talk about Touhou remixes without addressing the giant Eurobeat elephant in the room. It's really, really popular in the community, and I'll mainly be talking about A1 when I reference them. They're super iconic, and hell, some people don't even care. Like, there are people who don't even know that much about Touhou, but really like the Eurobeat. And like, you know, I have a friend who's into that sort, who like doesn't really care for Touhou, but you know, really likes the Eurobeat that A1 creates. All of their like Touhou Eurobeat, and they have some really, really top tier singers with them, like most notably Jessa Stebbins, aka Odyssey Eurobeat, aka Mortimer, aka Kendra Blast, who I met at Touhou Fest this year, like in April, I believe, and it was like a dream come true for me. I mean, she's been doing this stuff for like 20 years and even did stuff for Initial D back in, I think it's like stage 5. So yeah, there are a lot of people who love Touhou Eurobeat for a good reason, and it's because you take a song that's easy to remix, well, not easy to remix, but it's like already really fire, and then you just mix it with like dangerous and irresponsible driving, and you get a really good mix of the two. I mean, it's perfect. It just sounds really good. You're probably hearing it in the back right now. Honestly, I could go on for a while about this stuff, but I think I'll cut it for now because I have a vivid to stasis, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah. Thanks everyone who watched this video, and I'm sorry it was so unorganized. It's kind of my first one in a while because, you know, I was in London actually for quite a decent amount of time, so kind of just fell out of the loop, so I'm trying to get back into it. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.